Hey, what's going on, guys? This is AndrewChicken, and welcome back to another video. I just got back from my holiday vacation, and I hope you guys had an excellent end to your 2024 as well. However, it is now 2025, and I have a feeling this is going to be a pretty big year of change for a variety of reasons. One of those reasons is because my channel might not exist in its current form by the end of the year. That's pretty big language, I know, but today I really want to talk about the state of this channel and where it is going this year, because things are probably going to be very different by this time in 2026, if this channel is even still here at all. I know that's very scary language, but yeah, let's just get right into it. So, 2024 was it wasn't the greatest year for Paladins as a whole. And of course, I am a primarily Paladins-focused creator. I am technically a variety creator. I have videos of at least a dozen other games on this channel at this point, but the vast majority of videos are, of course, of Paladins. And I have effectively reached the limit of Paladins content creation in terms of how many subscribers can be gained, how many views you can get. I've been at that point for a while, and as such I've been riding the popularity curve of Paladins. And around this time in 2023, right at the beginning of 2023, right around the end of 2022, I was in a similar predicament as to where I am now, where I was feeling that maybe it was time to move on from Paladins. In 2022, it was very, very different. I was thoroughly fed up with the game, and I told myself and most of you guys that, hey, if Season 6 isn't a banger, I'm out. I'm going to have to go make different content. And as it turns out, Season 6 was a fantastic year for Paladins. A lot of great things happened, and the game even gained back a lot of players that it had lost. We didn't reach the numbers on Steam charts that December 2022 had until this year. So Season 6 gave the game at least another year of life, maybe two. But Season 7 has not been the same. Now, certainly, they have done a lot of great things in Season 7 for the game, but it hasn't been a real gangbusters year for Paladins. There haven't really been any big moments that have brought a lot of players back, and if you look at the Steam charts right now, it's abysmal. Now, the Steam charts are not a totally accurate picture of the Paladins player count as a whole. Evil Mojo Cryptic, the community manager, will tell you that the Steam charts are not fully accurate. Sure, they are a rough estimate of the amount of players that the game has, but it can fluctuate, and the actual number is somewhere either higher or lower depending on when you look. And also, Steam charts are only about half of the population anyways, the other half plays on console. But the point is, if we just look at the general trend, it's downwards line. it's not good, and it's also reflected in the matchmaking. I have had some of the poorest matchmaking in this past month that I've had at any time playing Paladins, and it's just because the player base keeps getting lower and lower. So here we are, again, at the start of a new year, where I am considering moving on from this game. And it's not because I'm dissatisfied with the game, it's simply because at this point it might be genuinely untenable for me to continue making content for this game and for me to do YouTube and streaming as my job, which I am extremely fortunate to be able to do this to make money. It's incredibly lucky, and I'm so thankful that I've been able to have this many good years of being able to do YouTube and have it be my thing, you know? It's awesome. But yeah, these past few months, especially last month in particular, December 2024, they were bad. They were bad months for me on YouTube. And December in particular. I have not had a month that bad on YouTube since December of 2020, when my channel was just really starting to hit its stride and actually start to become something that I could do viably as, you know, as a career. So, that's not what you want to see when you're as many years into this as I am. And, yeah, it's definitely a problem. Now, of course, I don't want to put all of the blame on Paladins becoming less popular. The game isn't exactly dead, it's just, it is getting smaller and smaller, and at some point I knew this was inevitably going to happen, where I'd be sitting here, looking at the camera, facing myself, being like, hey, it might be time to pack up and move to something different. But also I will fully admit that my content hasn't been the greatest as of recently. And I think that's also an inevitable thing that results from me having done this for as long as I have. I have been playing this game now for 8 years of my life. That's a lot of time. to be playing one game and watching all the ebbs and flows and ups and downs. And it also means that there's basically nothing new for me at this point. Like, I've made basically every video that there is to be made when it comes to this game. Sure, I haven't made a guide for every champion. I haven't technically completed 100% of everything that's there, but I've basically been there and done that for most of the things. And so it's hard for me to want to make new videos, to be excited about making new Paladins videos. And I'm basically just sitting here waiting for Evil Mojo to drop new content so I can cover that. And then once that's exhausted, I'm at a roadblock, and that's why I've done this recent A to Z, because it literally just gives me something to do, and it lets me cover every single champion for the people that, don't get to see their favorite champion feature that often on my channel. I don't feature Lex that often, for example, and the A to Z will let me get to that. So, yeah, it's definitely a struggle being this late into the content creation cycle. And yeah, I've been struggling as a result of that. And another thing is, some people have pointed out in my comment section, I have been a little more toxic recently than I should be. And it's not me trying to be toxic, it's more so just me being frustrated. And I guess venting out that frustration, because, to be honest, this game is pretty frustrating, you know? Again, with the matchmaking, it's like there are so few players playing this game that when I am thrown into a match, I either get a bunch of stream snipers, and that makes my life miserable, or the matchmaking just decides to throw a bunch of new players, and that's not fun either, and it's just led to me not being in the greatest mindset for making content creation, making entertaining videos that I can genuinely be proud of, and that I would be happy to have other people watch, that would make other people happy, satisfied, entertained. So that is a big problem as well in regards to Paladins content creation at the moment. Now, I'm sure by this point in the video, some of you are typing aggressively in the comment section, AndrewChicken, why don't you just play Marvel Rivals? You should have switched a month ago when it came out. Well, here's the thing. I'm not a super big fan of Marvel Rivals, to be totally frank. And I will probably make a separate video detailing why and giving constructive criticism from my perspective playing that game. But I don't really want to switch to Marvel Rivals. I get that if I actually dedicated myself to it, I'd probably get quite a lot of views. But I don't want to dedicate myself to a game that I'm not truly passionate about, and that's why this channel started in the first place. I was passionate about making videos. Eventually, when Paladins took off, I was also passionate about that, and so I kept making videos about that, and despite all my frustrations with the game, despite all the ups and downs, it holds a truly special place in my heart, and that's why I've made content on it for so long, even though my channel arguably stagnated at least a year ago. So I don't really see Marvel Rivals as the way forward for this channel at this point. Which, is it a savvy business move to not move to Marvel Rivals? Probably not. It probably is the objectively correct thing to do from a business standpoint. But I don't want to lose sight of the fact that this channel is ultimately a passion project, and while it has also turned into my job, I still want that passion to be there. And so that does leave me to wonder what other game I would move to. For a long time I said it would be Warframe, although to be honest, I probably don't really feel like doing that either at this point, because I've become so boomer-brained in that game too that I don't think I'd be able to make the best content for that. Realistically, and I know this is going to elicit a lot of groans from my audience members, I'm kind of feeling the move towards Deadlock. That's a game made by Valve that I featured twice on this channel, made 2 videos about it. They didn't do, particularly fantastic. The first one did okay, the second one kind of bombed. But in my eyes, that game is much closer to the successor of Paladins than Marvel Rivals is. I think it was Erlenmeyer who said that Marvel Rivals is the successor to Overwatch, Deadlock is the successor to Paladins, and I think that's very fitting, because, yeah, Deadlock has a lot of the things that originally got me so hooked on Paladins. It has an incredible movement system, it has a really deep customization system that I absolutely adore. The time to kill isn't ridiculously fast. It honestly feels very fair in the sense that a lot of things in the game are overpowered, and so if everything's overpowered, nothing's overpowered, right? And I've really found myself enjoying the game far more than I ever thought I would. And yeah, the game's not even out yet, so there's also the chance that, hey, okay, I can make Deadlock videos, and then as soon as the game actually hits full release and gets its next big blow-up, maybe I can ride that curve into success and actually be able to play a game that I'm passionate about, too. So that seems like the realistic way forward, and if that doesn't work, then I guess I'll quit YouTube and become a rice farmer. Or, more seriously, quit YouTube and go do programming stuff, because that was always my original career path before YouTube ended up being so successful for me. So that's ideally the direction I see this channel going in, but there is one way I don't quit Paladins, and that's if Season 8 is also a banger. You know, just like in Season 5, when I said if Season 6 is a banger, I'll stick around, and Season 6 was a banger. If, here at the end of Season 7, if Season 8 is a banger, I will stick around for Season 8. So if Season 8 releases something crazy, right? They release Champion 60, and it brings a flood of players back to the game, and it's a great thing, and Paladins gets like triple the player base or something like that. Yeah, I'll stick around. I don't necessarily want to leave. But if Season 8 doesn't perform very well, if it doesn't help the YouTube channel out, if it doesn't get the numbers that I'm hoping it gets, then I'll start to make the transition into probably making Deadlock content, unless something changes between now and when that point would inevitably be. So I will continue to make Paladins videos here for the month of January, and I don't know exactly when Season 8 is releasing, whether it's going to be late January or early February, but whenever Season 8 releases, I will cover Season 8. But if that doesn't bring the numbers I'm looking for, then it will officially, for real this time, be the time to switch games. And yeah, that's not going to be an easy transition either. It never is. When you're a content creator who makes content for one game for so long, and then you try to switch to something different, it inevitably leads to many very rough months in a row. Because a lot of your subscriber base, a lot of your viewer base is dedicated to this one game, and if you stop uploading that one game, they're just going to leave. I know there are a lot of people who watch me for me. They like watching me play video games and do things on the internet, and you guys are fantastic, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of those people who stick around for the Deadlock content, especially on the Twitch channel. I think I've ended up getting a lot of my viewers over there hooked on Deadlock, a lot of Viscous enjoyers there, so yeah, I'm sure the Twitch channel will be just fine in that regard. But yeah, in regards to YouTube, it's probably going to be a rocky few months here. I'm certainly not looking forward to it, but yeah, we'll just have to see how things go. But yeah, I thought I would make this video to update you guys on what's going on with the channel, because, like I said at the start, 2025, I have a feeling it's going to be a big year of change. A lot of things are going to shift, and my YouTube channel is, at least for me, the key central focal point for that shift. So yeah, don't be surprised if you see the content take a whole new direction this year, because, yeah, it's a difficult time to be a Paladins content creator, and honestly, I'm not sure who will be left after I leave, if I do end up leaving this year. Because, like, I want to pass the torch to somebody, but I genuinely don't know who. Z1's moved on. I'm pretty sure Unbi and Mutu have moved on. Kami quit. I guess Frostfangs is still here. Frostfangs will be the last content creator for this game. I don't know, man. I don't know how he still keeps doing it. But even some of the newer content creators I've seen have moved on. Like Nerd That's a Geek, I know, has been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals recently. So yeah, I don't even know who will be left. It's not going to be good for Paladins, that's for sure. Oh, gosh. But yeah, I think that's enough rambling from me. Oh yeah, and one last thing. Don't worry about me. I will be fine. Like, I'm not going to go under and lose my house and not be able to feed my 3 kids and all that other stuff that I don't actually have. I'll be okay. If you want to join the memberships program to show your support for this channel and try and keep me doing what I'm doing through this next year, that would be utterly fantastic, and I appreciate each and every one of you who does that, or make a donation on the donation link, or whatever you want to do to support the channel. All that is fantastic. But I will be fine. Like, I'm not going into dire straits, I'm not going bankrupt or anything. I will be okay from that standpoint, but if I want to keep doing YouTube specifically over these next coming years and still make money, you know, be able to do that realistically, then that's why I'm going to have to make the transition that I've been talking about for this entire video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, I guess I will see you all in the next coming videos. Oh boy. Oh gosh, I'm nervous. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all your support over the past few years, and hopefully for your continued support in 2025. And I will see you all next time. Peace out.